Okay, welcome everybody to, this is technically the second one-shot of our pilot season thing, but we are today going to be playing the Alien RPG. I think with the exception of Bowery, everybody on here has been on the podcast at least once before, but let's go through and everybody introduce yourselves and who you're going to be playing today.
Hello, I am Dragon. Today I am playing Aaron, who is a scientist. I'm currently working on a paper, hoping to get published in peer-reviewed journal. And generally I'm mostly focused on that, really. Not very interested in people who get in the way of my research.
What brought your character onto this mission, do you think?
My field of study is in planetary climate event.
Right, okay.
So I am, as part of the mission, hoping to discover if there was some sort of climatic event. And in which case, what is it and how did it work?
Okay, all right.
Hello, it's me, Eden, and I'm playing James, the physique Aventura. He's a Marine, and he pretty much looks like Jesse the Body Ventura because I'm that basic. He's a hard ass and pretty much thinks that he's unkillable. He's been out on the edges of space. He's seen a lot of shit, and he survived all of it. And you better not say that he's scared, because he never is. Never.
How did you get onto this mission then? Because you're a Marine, you said.
I think that he's been contracted. He's here for protection, just in case. It's just kind of standard procedure after a fashion. And yeah, it's just another contract to him. He's, like I say, he's seen a lot of stuff.
It's a paycheck.
And this is small fry stuff as far as he's concerned.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, I am Nikolai. I am the usual DM for Penance RPG. And today I'm playing Kelvin K. McKenzie, who is a former addict medic who has been clean for about 2-3 years and has basically contracted in to make sure people stay alive, even under the weirdest conditions.
All right. Well, let's see how you get on with that.
I'm basically playing the medic from Full Metal Jacket. It's fine.
Hey, I'm Bowery. I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket yet. And I am playing Gerald Jerry Carson, scum shit company agent. I am here to replace the previous health and safety officer, who evidently was not very good at his job, because, I'm told, he was not observing proper health and safety etiquette on the gantry. What do you call them? You know, the gangways, the things at the top?
Yeah, I think it's a gantry. Yeah, I can't even
Them things.
Yeah.
And
a metal bridge.
he wasn't paying attention. He didn't look both ways, and someone pushed him off.
Oof.
Which is...
That's not really a health and safety thing. It's more of a murder thing, though.
Well, no, he should have been looking. He should have been keeping an eye out for any hazards, and he clearly wasn't. Or else he would have noticed the murderer.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Okay.
So, bit of background for when you're doing Wayland Corp health and safety training. They give you, the health and safety tests you have. They have to identify the dangers. There's at least 4 people who want to kill you, because as a Wayland Yutani company member, I feel like everybody's out to get you.
Oh, it's a very paranoid way of living.
Yeah, man. But that's the burden we take as health and safety officers. And I will make sure that everybody observes proper health and safety practice.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Yeah.
You have any portable railings and stuff in your bag that you can put in front of these gantries?
Just walking around with a bunch of orange painted barriers to put up in places.
I have a little pot of orange paint and lots of hazard stripe tape.
Okay.
That's what the briefcase is full of.
I feel like we're definitely going to hit the right alien tone here with this this group.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, you asked me here.
No, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's my own fault.
This is on you.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, let's begin. With a hiss of steam, the hatches of your sleeping pods begin to open. Deep sleep is always a little rough to wake up from, and the initial moments of disorientation seem to last forever. The creaks and hums of the ship you're travelling aboard, the Admiral Kyle, slowly filter into your awareness, followed swiftly by the initially blinding lights of the ship's illuminations coming to full brightness. As always, you don't really know how long you've been out for, but you do remember that this particular journey was supposed to last for just under 3 weeks. The Admiral Kyle is a small transport ship operated by ESR Industries, also known as Exotic System Resources, a wholly owned subsidiary of Weyland-Yutani. The company specialises in the survey and extraction of valuable rare minerals and ores that are not widely available among the core worlds. The planet you've been travelling to has the designation of LV-212. It is an uninhabited world, save for the single ESR Industries installation, which is your final destination. The planet is by and large considered a water world, with only a few small islands dotted across its surface. The installation you're headed to is known as the Anchor. It's a mobile extraction platform designed to work on the seabed, strip mining various sought-after materials directly from the ocean floor. Contact with the Anchor was lost, just over 3 weeks ago, leading the company to dispatch your team to investigate. So, the Admiral Kyle is now in orbit of LV-212, and you're all awake, and in your underwear.
Are they the token grey underwear of...
Oh, yeah.
Alien? Yep, that's fine now.
My guy is going to stretch out and... I hate waking up from these things. Always feel so achy. He looks around at everybody else.
Even though he's just been in deep sleep, Kelvin just stares back with a look like he hasn't slept in years and goes, "Yeah, well, that's just how it is, isn't it?"
You're not kidding. I've done this 1,000 times and it always aches. Hurts my bones. Gotta work this out. And he starts, doing press-ups and sort of doing a little morning routine.
Sure.
That he's clearly done a million times before.
Have you ever tried drinking milk?
Well, yeah. I drink a lot of milk.
That's good for the bones.
Well, I guess we'll have to have a glass soon enough. Breakfast is up.
Yes, healthy bones, very important to maintain.
Oh, no.
What's this guy look like? Just out of curiosity.
So normally he has a a sort of tan, ill-fitting suit, with a tie that never is quite tight. Obviously, he's not wearing these right now.
Yeah.
He's balding. He's got a bit of a dad stretch. He always doesn't look like he's got quite enough sleep. He's going grey in a lot of such that remains. A lot of it is going grey.
Okay.
And he's got a little tuft of salt and pepper chest hair.
Uh-huh.
Right between them, the pec bosom. Not really pecs, because he's a bit more doughy than pecs.
Okay.
But yeah. And a little, the proper little snail trail. With his little belly.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, James is not impressed by this and is just, he kind of gives you a half a glance and then gets back to his exercises.
Kelvin, for comparison, is about 5'10". He's relatively thin built. He's got shaved head, a massive ginger beard, and a faraway look in his eyes. Basically from his fingertips all the way to his shoulder blades are covered with lines and lines of symbol tattoos down both arms and legs. And he just constantly looks like he's just zoned out somewhere else.
And of course mine just looks like Jesse the Body Ventura pretty much, but he's got red hair as well, but a big moustache.
I'm picturing Predator era Jesse Ventura, not...
Yes.
Yeah, not now.
No, not the withered body of a conspiracy theorist.
As you implied, yes, breakfast is waiting for you if that's what you wanted to get to first, or we can...
I would like to have a shower if possible.
Sure, yeah, I won't make you roll for that.
Wait, no, I need to make sure the slip mat's on first.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, do you want to do an investigation to check?
Yeah, sure.
Look, we need to have a first roll of the game. It might as well be a low stakes.
What's that observation?
Yeah, this would be an observation. So, first roll of the game. You've no stress points. So this is straight rolling 8 dice for you. Is that right? 8 dice.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think so. I went really hard on being able to detect safety.
So roll 8d6 for me, please.
Oh, there's
okay. So you got your. We were looking for at least 1 6. You got 2 6s though. Now here's a fun thing that Alien does. At any skill check, you're aiming to get 1 6. If you get more than 1 6, you can do what the game calls stunts. So I'm just going to look at what stunts you have available to you with an observation check here.
Done in with a bath mat.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a perfect roll for the first one.
Yeah.
Let's get all the mechanics out the way.
Okay, so for every extra the stunts with observation, you get to know the answer to one question. None of which really apply to this. Your success on this is that the bath mat appears to be pretty well secured, but you would guess that this is, the ship is probably a little bit overdue for like a refit. So this bath mat is not holding water the way, it's not wicking water away from your feet the way it should do. Could be in for a replacement at some point.
Yeah, I'd like to make a mental note to put a requisition for replacement bath mat in, or shower mat in as soon as possible.
Rightfully so, yeah. So for every extra 6 you roll, so you get to know the answer to one of these 3 questions. Is it coming for me? Are there more of them close by? How do I get in /pass /away? I mean, considering this is a bath mat you're looking
slightly off script. Can I ask if there's any potential allergens in the shower gel that has been provided?
I mean, yeah, okay. They don't appear to be.
Okay, that's okay. I am satisfied with the safety of the shower.
I honestly thought you were going to go there. Is it coming for me and assess how much of a risk it poses?
It's tempted to go, how do I get in /past the obstacle?
I mean, you just step over it, like.
Yeah.
I'll give you that for free.
No, I will. Satisfied with the safety of this shower, although acknowledging that it could be better, I will proceed to have a shower.
Okay. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess you guys reconvene, having. We don't need to. We can probably skip over you guys getting dressed and washing and stuff, and you're all kind of gathered around. There's a kind of central meeting table where some breakfast is available to you, and also where the briefing documents have been laid out for you whenever you want to look at them.
Okay, I think James will tuck in. And are there any documents that refer to like security requirements on this? Like he's specifically looking for things relating to his tasks.
Not really in these documents. I mean, it gives you a sort of basic layout of the facility and how it's kind of built. So you'll have a kind of general idea of what to expect when you get down there. So I guess I can give you that now if you like.
Okay.
So the anchor itself is basically a kind of mining platform on the seafloor. It's about the size of a sort of medium-sized factory that strip mines materials from the seafloor and then sends them up to the surface to be sorted and processed and packed into containers ready for retrieval. The whole of the surface platform is automated, and linking the two of them is a fairly sturdy, built to survive, deep ocean currents and everything, kind of series of elevators and actual anchorage sort of structure, which has been sort of nicknamed the chain to go with the anchor. But basically, it's a sort of thick bundle of flexible sort of elevator shafts and things that link the two. The anchor itself is currently in a fairly deep position. It's ready to go down to a depth of 20,000 feet. It's currently at about on a plateau at about 18,500 feet.
My character, like, he absorbs that information, but kind of like tosses aside the rest of it, and then just kind of hunkers down and gets really stuck into his food.
You do know that you do sort of get from this document that the crew, which is a crew of 35, are all supposed to be on the lower platform. The surface platform itself is like I say, it's a fully automated facility, really, just designed. Yeah, there's basically like an entranceway to the lifts and a kind of fully enclosed area that basically materials go up the cargo shafts and get automatically packed into shipping containers for dispatch. Really, there's not really anybody meant to be on the surface platform.
I think my character's probably witnessed something to this extent. It's industrial.
Yeah.
Like, he's seen that kind of thing before.
Yeah.
And it's not of interest on that level. So, yeah, aside from taking in, like, the broad layout of the place, that's really all he took interest in. And, yeah, tossed it aside.
Would it be fair to say that the bulk of the facility then, so you've got, like, your, for want of a better term, the residential area, like, I guess maintenance crew takes up a small proportion, the rest of it's, like, the machinery and storage space then?
Yeah, the sort of habitation area and like the control decks take up probably about 3 kind of decks of the lower platform, and then below it is a series of kind of large strip mining kind of rotors and things like that are designed to kind of just dig into the floor of the seabed. There's a variety of different engineering bays and things like that you know, it's fairly well equipped and that, but the vast majority of the lower complex is mining equipment, basically.
Makes sense.
I have an important question, though. What are you having for breakfast?
I feel like there'll be a grapefruit involved somewhere.
Right.
Some healthy yogurt.
Okay.
Maybe some muesli. And while eating this, with one hand, I will be simultaneously filling out form H97-1R.
Good.
To requisite that bath mat.
And you want to do it before you forget.
Yeah, it's important. You know, do we have like personal breakfast, or is it like just a...
I mean, there's I haven't really thought this through. There's like a breakfast buffet, I guess.
Buffet. Selection of cold meats and cheeses.
Yeah.
Very continental.
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing you'd find in a decent 3-star hotel. No.
Yeah, like a travel lodge.
Yeah, there's a lot of like freeze-dried stuff and that, but you know, it's okay. And yeah, you know, these ships are, the travel time, I mean, you guys have been asleep for 21 days, so there's no like fresh orange juice or anything on there.
But there's concentrate.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, Barry, there's some Ribena then.
If Ribena has survived as a brand.
Yep. Well, Ribena now owns
eternal.
like 90% of the world now.
Yeah, Ribena is eternal.
Any other questions about these documents, really?
How many people are supposed to be on this facility?
It's supposed to be 35. There's a list of contracted personnel attached to it. The complex supervisor is Peter West, who was basically the point of contact between the company and the facility. But yeah,
I think my character in true medic form will just be looking through any recent accidents and stuff that he will see if there's anything that could basically be a risk, so he's aware of it beforehand.
Okay.
Like, don't stop bogarting my style, right?
Oh no, I'm aware of what I need to treat for. You can do your health and safety stuff all you want.
This is my character gimmick. Get your own.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I won't make you check for this because you can sort of. Yeah, there's not a lot of information in that on that kind of thing.
Do they have regular medical supplies?
They do. They should be, according to the notes, it should be fairly well stocked. Really, there are fairly regular transports stopping by to pick up materials, so they do get resupplied. You know, on a sort of probably once a quarter kind of thing.
What kind of facilities do they have on site? Is it like a small field hospital kind of thing? Is it like it's a small med bay?
It'd be a small med bay. It's kind of analogous to like a sort of medium-sized starship kind of crew. So yeah, there's a dedicated med bay in there, but it's not like a hospital. It's probably got like a couple of beds in it, and yeah, it's fairly well fitted out, but it's not going to be big.
Yes, this muesli is very nutritious.
Got to stay regular.
Yes, it's important to retain a regular bowel movement to avoid possible sepsis.
James looks over and kind of winces a little bit while he's eating like bacon and eggs or whatever the equivalent is in this freeze-dried food environment.
You get freeze-dried eggs, which is unfortunate.
I think you could probably get freeze-dried bacon or frozen bacon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how meat works.
But yeah, he's just eating like a traditional hard man's breakfast, and winces a little bit, looking at Belry's character. Sorry.
Just call me Jerry. I prefer to maintain a slightly less formal work relationship.
Well, okay. And he just gets back to eating his food.
I'm picturing sort of like holding a fork with a fist and, just shoveling
the food in.
Yeah.
Eating like a caveman.
Yeah.
The wrist does not bend. The wrist does not need to bend.
Full arm motion at all times, so you're at least getting like a slight workout while you're eating.
If he could, he'd be using a spoon.
While this delightful interchange is going on, Erin has grabbed something that she can just eat while looking over to see what's happened while they've been asleep, if there's new research out, if there's been any new interesting climatic phenomena observed and reported. Just completely ignoring them.
Are we talking specific to this planet, or what are we?
Just in general.
Just in general. Okay.
Just making sure they're up to date on the surrounding situation for their research.
Looking at science Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. So you're able to sort of get caught up on the last 3 weeks or so of updates to your profession. I guess you're able to log into the slightly, light delayed network or whatever, but I think we can gloss over exactly how the internet works in the future. You're able to also, while you're kind of checking in, kind of look at what the conditions are in the in this system as well. The planet, as regards to your own specialty. The planet below is pretty much, as I said earlier, a kind of a water world. The ice caps are frozen. There's a couple of small islands here and there, but by and large the surface is pretty much all one giant ocean. You do have access to a brief sort of rundown of where the facility's position was and that on the surface and where you're expecting it to be, and some of its recent movements. And you do note that it did roughly 10 days before contact was lost, it did move position, but that's, there's nothing related to the climate in that. It seems to be they were just moving to a new mineral seam.
What is it they're currently digging up?
They're not like mining iron and things like that. That's a little bit more available in much more easy to get to locations. This is kind of stuff that's used in superconductors and precious metals that are used in high-tech devices related to faster-than-light travel and stuff.
So, just check, it's not like uranium or anything, is it?
Well, every planet's got a little bit of uranium in it, but they're not specifically looking for uranium, no.
Okay. So we don't need the haz suits. Well, as often.
The facility should have some suits.
Yes, there should be hazmat suits pasted anywhere near that there should be any risk of a radiation leak. Something I will be keeping an eye out for. And he taps his notebook.
You got to write down any radiation that you run into?
More if there are the correct equipment in the correct places.
Right, okay. That makes more sense.
I just have this image if you've got a pen with like an inbuilt Geiger counter on it now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I kind of want one.
Yeah, I bet you can get one.
You need to make sure that you've got the badge that shows the cumulative amount as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little
in like a pencil case form.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
So yeah, over the next hour or so, you finish going over all of the briefing documents. You finish eating, and spend a bit of time preparing whatever gear each of you is planning on bringing with you down to the surface, before eventually boarding one of the Admiral Kyle's pair of suborbital transport shuttles for your journey down to the planet. The shuttle is being piloted by a member of the ship's crew, who I guess as a group have kind of kept themselves pretty much. I don't think we've mentioned them before now, but yeah, they know it doesn't really pay to ask too many questions when it comes to company business, so they've sort of left you alone. Your pilot's name, you find out, is Tom Anderson. The flight down from orbit is fairly smooth, but as the shuttle begins to break down through a layer of cloud, it does hit a little bit of turbulence. I won't make any of you roll to see if you keep your breakfast down. It's not that bad, but it is a little bit bumpy. Arriving eventually at the Anchor's surface platform, the pilot does a short loop around the facility as he's figuring out his approach, and you get a look at the layout of the platform through the shuttle's viewports. What you see looks like an oil rig platform, I guess. It's large enough; it doesn't appear to be sort of rocking around in the ocean swell too much. It's roughly square-shaped. It's about several hundred meters on each side. The majority of the platform is taken up with the automated processing facilities, and you can see several large cargo containers on the main dispatch platforms waiting for pickup by the next company or hauling ship. There is, however, also a smaller empty landing platform on the roof of the facility, which your pilot touches down on, powering the shuttle's engines down once it's safely down on the deck. Turns around and goes, "Okay, well, I will wait here with shuttle for your safe return."
Yes, very safe. The
Wonderful.
safest of returns.
Wonderful.
He pulls a release lever and the shuttle door opens.
I would like to wait for all of the disembarking lights to turn on.
Okay, they do.
Okay, now we can get off.
James was already on his feet, ready to go. He's itching to get away from fucking Jerry. He's awful.
I was just thinking, like, we all clearly know what Jerry is like, so Aaron is just like...
That's why he's perfect.
Yep. I'm just holding back slightly and waiting for him to go and do his thing, because then he won't try and interrupt me.
Yes, one at a time, please. One at a time.
Okay, so the weather outside it's not great. It's a very dark, cloudy day from basically horizon to horizon. The planet's orbit is a little bit elliptical, so it has fairly warm summers and pretty harsh winters. And it does seem like there is a storm system kind of brewing. It's not currently raining, but it's pretty nasty. It's got the look that it's going to be potentially a bit nasty up here shortly. You look behind you to see Lieutenant Anderson has engaged the magnetic clamps on the landing gear but he doesn't seem too worried. You can see he through the glass on the side of the cockpit, you can see he's pulled out a magazine or something.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you a thumbs up as he sees you looking.
Can I roll my 8 in observation to see what magazine he's reading?
Sure. Yeah. Roll 8d6 for me. Second roll of the game. Keeping the stakes high.
Oh yeah.
As your one success, it appears to be pornographic in nature.
I'll be having to have a word with the higher ups about this. I don't think that's quite appropriate for the workplace. I'm making mental note of the Big Titty Nuns magazine he's reading.
I mean, you should really have a clipboard for all of these things.
Yeah. If you want a clipboard, you can have a clipboard.
I'm actually going to have a clipboard, but I figured that would be too big for the signature item.
You can have a clipboard if you want.
Yeah, I'll recon that to a clipboard.
So you've got a list of notes of things to complain about.
Not to complain about. No, it's not complaining. You see, it's maintaining
about other people.
It's maintaining proper order, proper procedure to make sure that things go smoothly.
Yeah, fair enough.
The last thing we want is our pilot trying to fly with an erection.
Jesus.
All the blood that's in other parts of him, not his brain. What
if he gets the media stick mixed up? I don't know.
Well, we'll find out.
Where we've gone off the ship, is there like a building that we're going to be going into to get into the deeper recesses of this place?
There is, yes. There's like a sort of it's a kind of block with a large sort of airlock door on the exterior.
James has ran over to that, and if there's like a shelter by the door, like or anything, like he's holding the door and he's kind of looking at everybody and waving in that way that a soldier would, kind of like, come on, get out of the rain.
Yeah.
Don't run, it's raining, you could slip. Everybody, haste but don't rush.
I think Kelvin is just occasionally looking at Jerry, just staring at him, just not a thought in his head, just staring at Jerry and then carrying on.
I am so happy with everyone's reaction so far.
I'm so completely ignoring Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, just, this isn't relevant to my research, so just not important.
You're there for the science, he's there for the admin.
Yeah, we wouldn't want any nasty falls, would we? And I readjust my tie, still somehow not getting it right.
So the door does open as you get to it. Doesn't appear to be locked or anything, and you step inside what looks to be a kind of small sort of concourse and access area for the elevators down to the main anchor platform. With the door closed, the sound of the outside weather is kind of blotted out, and you can hear from sort of other parts of this surface facility the sound of machinery still working and such. So it appears that the ore processors are still functional at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a sort of entrance to an elevator. Again, quite a wide kind of cargo elevator style. You know, this is a high capacity elevator here.
That's good. I was actually going to ask you what the maximum occupancy of the elevator was.
There's a visible sign that says maximum capacity 3,000 kilograms.
I didn't have that big a breakfast, so it's okay.
Yeah, you're probably right. The elevator, actually. Let me describe what's facing you here. I mean, there's an open elevator in front of you. It seems that there's one elevator for crew that goes up and down, and it appears to be waiting for you at the top here. It's open, so it's on your level. It's not down in the lower facility. To the left of it is a sort of computer console. Looks like a sort of multi-purpose station. Lighting in here is painfully fluorescent. The elevator does have a small flickering bulb in it. It's lit, but the elevator is lit, but one of the bulbs is flickering, is what I'm saying. Needs replacing, but...
I'll make a note to get back to engineering about that.
Is it bulbs or fluorescent tubes?
Tubes.
Okay.
You don't see any sign of anybody waiting to greet you here, I will say.
Is the computer functional?
Yeah, it appears to be.
Anyone got good computer skills?
I've got decent computer skills. Is that Comtech?
I guess that might be Comtech. It depends what you're trying to do with it, really.
Ah.
You tell me what you're trying to do, and I'll tell you what I need you to do, if anything.
I would like to try and sign in that we are here.
Okay.
Because I feel like that, like, you know, like when you go to like the doctors and they've got the little things where it's like you've got your appointment and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would like to fill that bit out.
So you want to, like, register that we're there the way they do, like, in case of a fire. I want to go and have a look and see what unusual data there might be.
I just meant like when you come to a place and you're like, hey, we're here.
Yeah, you have to sign
I feel like we would have an appointment. We should probably get little visitor cards.
I feel like I don't need you to roll for this. It would be Comtech if you were trying to sort of decrypt stuff, program things, manipulate the computer in a way that's not like that. It's not designed specifically.
Hack the mainframe.
Yeah. Well, not even. I mean, the way it's described here is roll for contact for any challenging attempt to program, repair, decrypt, or otherwise manipulate computers or communications equipment. I feel like you signing in at the top here is not the most challenging.
Okay.
So I don't think we need a check for that. But yes, you're able to log into the system, which sort of it plays a pleasing tone as it powers up, and you're able to sign in with your company ID.
So one of those good morning things where there's like 3 in a row. It's like rising. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's very good. The standard Weyland-Yutani registration sound.
Yeah, it's the corporate OS. It's the same login. In your office on Earth as it is here, kind of thing.
Yes, makes me feel just like I'm at home.
So yes, you sign in. Takes a couple of seconds for it to verify your company ID, but then a pleasing computer-generated voice sounds out.
Welcome to the Anchor.
I guess I should be looking as to where we're supposed to go. Like if there's a meeting place, because I assume as the corporate entity, I would have a meeting with the overseer or commander or whatever we called them.
Well, you haven't got anything scheduled. You've been sent out here specifically because contact was lost.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was a long hypersleep.
I mean, you can make a meeting now if you wanted.
Yeah, I wish to schedule a meeting.
Okay. I mean, you could try. You can try the comm system, see if you can connect.
Yeah, that's a
directly.
better idea. Yeah, I will try the comm system to try and get in contact with the man in charge.
Okay.
If I can ping him on his pager.
The man in charge is Peter West, and you are able to bring up. I mean, as I say, it's the standard corporate OS. You're used to making calls and things all day, so this is a fairly, I think, for you, a straightforward thing.
Mm-hmm.
It does not connect.
Oh dear. There appears to be some sort of connection issue. I can't get through to anybody on the facility, I'm afraid. Well, this is beyond my scope.
To be clear, beyond your scope was you logged in, you tried to make a phone call, the guy didn't pick up, you're like, well, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. Well, people normally answer when you call them in the office, you know.
It's true. No longer than 3 rings, otherwise it's rude.
Pretty sure I can just send a message down to them.
Now that'd be most improper. That implies that what you're talking about isn't important.
Is it
Be
important?
that as it may, I'm going to do it anyway.
Fine. I'm going to hurry away.
Okay. So
And let it go on with it.
so what are you trying to do then, Aaron?
I want to send whatever the equivalent is of an email to them.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
And just be like, if they're not in the office at the moment, they'll get it when they get it.
I'm just saying if he was around, he would have replied, but fine.
Yeah. I don't think I need you to roll for this. You're able to send like an internal email, basically.
Internal memo.
Yeah. Internal memo. Which seems to go off fine.
Okay. How long do we wait before we just go?
3 days pass.
I'm thinking like half an hour.
Half an hour sounds sounds reasonable.
Half an hour.
I think James would spend all of his time at the back just bristling and brandishing his gun probably, and just looking tense. It's not necessarily because of a feeling of foreboding for the place, rather that these people are just like grating on him.
I'm going to sit mumbling in the corner while he's cleaning on his break. His corporate mandated break was 2 hours ago. He must either be busy or out or dead.
I mean, you might have just taken a longer lunch, you know?
How could you even suggest something, Kelvin? How could you suggest something like that?
Well, I mean, if you never taken a longer lunch.
Not once. I would not shirk my responsibilities.
Well, what do we know about this West character? I mean, do we know that he works to your standard, as it were?
Well, we know as the overseer of this facility is a well-respected and well-performing man of his word and duty, or else he would not be in such a position.
So half an hour comes and goes, and no response.
Well, clearly he's dead, or else he would have replied.
Maybe he's been called away by an emergency.
If there was an emergency, I'm sure we would have heard about something over the PA system. They would have told us to get to a safe area, to get to one of the, perhaps a break room, or an
is there a PA system here?
Of course there's a PA system. This is a Wayland-Yutani-based contracted vessel. It will be built to the highest of standards. They cheap out and not put a PA system in here?
Well, I don't remember seeing any speakers.
The computer talked to us earlier.
Well,
I mean, there's a PA system if you wanted to hook into that.
oh, but you hook into it and test it and see if it works.
Well, I suppose I can do a normal diagnostics check, I suppose.
I think if you're doing a diagnostics check, I will need a Comtech roll from you.
That's fine. What is my Comtech? 2 + 5.
Okay, you got your 1/6 there. Yeah, so you're able to, over the course of a couple of minutes, just run a diagnostic on the whole system, or are you just looking to
Suppose the PA system, and then just for the sake of being thorough, we'll do a general diagnostics check.
Okay. You're able to find that the PA system is in perfect working order, which you like, you know.
Yeah, of course.
That's good. It's working equipment. As you widen out your search, though, you do find that the system seems to have logged quite a few inoperative door mechanisms and other electrical equipment down in the main base.
Okay. I assume then, while I'm at this terminal, I can then try and either ping or bring it to engineering's attention, because I'm not the proper man to deal with those problems.
I mean, yeah, you can put in a ticket.
Yeah, I would like to put in a couple of tickets, one for each issue, because you don't want to make sure none of them get overlooked.
Sure.
In one group thing, and to make sure each is done properly, in by procedure. So yes, I would like to raise several engineering request tickets.
Yeah, you put them in, and you can only hope that they'll be fixed in due course.
There it is. They'll be dealt with in roughly the 14 standard working days.
That's marvellous. We'll just wait here till it's done, shall we?
Yes, that would be the proper procedure.
Hang on, you guys are still just in the lobby by the elevator.
Yeah.
Like you haven't gone down to the facility. I'm not pushing you along, I'm just finding it very funny.
Because we haven't figured out where we're supposed to go.
I mean, there's one elevator, it's open, it's in front of you.
The elevator.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you can't just trust a random open elevator. You've got to be like, right, are we supposed where are our rooms and habitation?
I've inadvertently put myself in another situation where my character's subordinate to everybody else, and like I can't think of a way to like have my guy be like, what are we doing?
I feel like you've got license to be a bit more pissed off than Johnny gets in Frontier, though.
You have a gun.
Yeah, you're the one guy with a like.
He's brandishing it and bristling, but
Yeah.
like.
But you're just gently
glowering at everybody and like, just like, what are we doing? You can read that 100 miles off. Like,
I thought you were just being grumpy in the corner. Do you think Jerry Carson has any sense of like social like, cues?
no, and that's what's angering James all the more.
I mean, I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what you want to do. That's you know.
Yeah, and I have done it. I have raised the tickets with engineering. And
Action has been taken.
I eagerly await their completion.
Yeah.
I will take a seat while we wait for further instruction from whoever is in charge of the facility. Mr. West.
Yeah. Well,
I guess Kelvin will inspect the lift and say,
Do you think this is actually safe?
Looks good to me.
Well,
we could give it a ride.
looks can be deceiving, gentlemen.
You want to ride first then?
Well, not before I give it a thorough inspection.
At this point, I think I want James to come stomping up and just be, oh, for Christ's sakes, I'll just ride it. And he gets on, and is there a panel or something with an obvious button?
yeah, there's an arrow that points up and there's an arrow that points down.
Okay, he's going to press the down arrow.
Are you the only one on there?
He's doing this as fast as
Okay.
I'll get on the left, it's fine.
The situation and just wants to move.
It's not a leading question, I just need to know if you're the only one riding it, that's all.
I'll have been standing in the lift as well.
Okay. Jerry and Aaron are staying upstairs then, is that what we're...
There he is.
No, I'll come down.
Okay. And Jerry's staying up.
Okay.
He is for now.
Okay.
Pressing the button and then giving a little kind of like twinkly wave and a smile, like a sarcastic smile. See you later, Jerry.
So the elevator doors slide closed with a sort of fairly hefty thunk, and the three of you who boarded it settle yourselves in for a fairly long trip down to the lower facility. It's, I think I said 18,000 feet below the surface, so you actually probably got about a 15-20 minute trip down from the surface to the ocean floor here. Can't go too quickly, obviously. Eventually, though, the lift arrives at the bottom of the shaft. There's a moment where nothing happens, and then the doors at the bottom of the shaft grind open, a little bit less smoothly than the ones upstairs. The sight that greets the three of you is a similarly sized lobby to the one that you've just come out of, but in a complete state of disarray. All of the light panels are malfunctioning. It's almost like a kind of strobe light effect is going on in here. Various equipment has been scattered throughout the lobby. Crates have been knocked over. Tools scattered across the floor. As you take in this scene, though, you can't help but find your vision drawn towards the centre of the room. Lying face down on the ground is a body.
At this point, Kelvin will whistle and go,
Jerry would have a fit here.
You ain't kidding.
Better have a look at him.
walk over to the body.
Okay.
Yeah, stepping out. James is pointing his weapon around, scanning the area, trying to look for signs of movement, where things have happened. Just getting a general feel for, like, I don't know, points of attack, I suppose.
Okay. In that case, can I get an observation roll from you?
I don't have any skill in observation.
So you're just rolling 3 for your wits.
Okay.
Do I have to do observation as well, or am I just...
We'll get to you. This is
right, cool.
James of Physique looking around for threats and things.
There we go.
Oh, 2 6s. Okay.
Sweet.
So that's you're successful, and you get... I will repeat those questions you get for the stunts as well in a second, but I would say looking around then, what specifically are you looking for? Kind of threats and things, did you say? And sort of...
Just a sense of, like, what could have happened in this room.
Okay.
Where has, like, certain actions taken place? If there's things thrown against the wall, where did they come from? Are there scratch marks? Like, what's on the walls? That kind of thing. Okay.
You can see, looking around, there are indeed some odd scrapes in some places. It looks like something you can't place it. It could be tool based. There's definitely some tools scattered around here. Looking around, you do also see what looks like some kind of weapon discharge. It looks almost like somebody's fired a shotgun into the wall. There's like some pockmarking and that. I say crates have been knocked over. It's tough to know what knocked them over. There are power loaders down here, you know from reading the notes, but you can't see any of them in this area right now. It's just a big mess. You can't really tell. You don't really have the information, especially with the strobing light effect and everything, to kind of really piece together this as like a kind of crime scene of like, here's what happened in this order kind of thing. But it's just, it's a big mess down here. As you got a second 6, you get an answer to one of these questions, as we had earlier. Is it coming for me? Are there more of them close by? How do I get in / away?
I think in terms of getting a general sense of the environment, it's something in the environment, like, would be my question here. Like, is it coming to me? Is there something nearby?
Okay, that's an interesting. Yeah. It's a little loud in here. There's the sound of equipment and that. You do, after a second, hear what sounds like at the far end of the room, some sounds of quiet movement.
Okay. Taking note of that. Turning to the rest of them, he's going to kind of put a finger up to his lips and then point ahead to where the sound came from. And then call out, "Hello? Who's back there? You can come out."
There's no immediate response.
Signaling to the rest then that he to the kind of like stay back, and noting that Kelvin was already getting busy with the body, he's going to move up ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to think in order to do this thing, because we've got sort of a couple of actions happening here, haven't we? I think I'll jump between the two, because you said you were getting busy with the body straight away, so...
Yeah, well, I'm checking for, how warm is the body? Is there a pulse? Does it look like any obvious wounds? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. So while James is kind of creeping forward on that, I think, can I just get a medical aid check from you?
So that's 8 for that.
Mm-hmm. I think I won't include it in this check, but based on the situation that you guys have found down here, I want each of the 3 of you to gain a point of stress, because this is a messed up situation, and there's a body down here.
Got 1 6.
Yeah, you got 1 6. Okay, so that's 1 success. The body is cold. It looks like it's been here a little while, and you very quickly find that it does have a rather large gaping hole in its chest.
Oh, that's different. What are you thinking, Jesse? You think this is some sort of caliber rifle, or...?
He just turns the body towards Jesse.
James,
sorry.
James is creeping up ahead towards the source of this sound. So I would think he's probably left the vicinity.
Yeah.
For reaction.
This is the thing with you guys doing things at the same time. It's as you step closer, you're sort of on high alert. You begin to sort of hear sounds of sort of growing faster, heavy breathing from behind a set of crates.
Okay, so he's going to creep up and do the customary kind of like quick glimpse around the corner, see what's there.
Okay. I guess, can I get another observation check from you? This is with a stress dice now. So you're rolling, instead of 3d6, you're rolling 4d6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's no successes. But can I get another d6 from your stress dice? A 1. Oh, okay. This is where things get interesting. So even if you have successes on your regular skill dice, if you roll a 1 on your stress dice, on any stress dice, you also have to make a panic roll. I will say, okay, without even a success, before we roll the panic, as you look over, you see an indistinct shape, which I think maybe would be the catalyst for this panic roll. Okay, so the way we do a panic check, we roll a d6 and add your current stress level. Then we've got a neat table here in the book that tells me what happens next.
Okay.
As I say, your stress level's fairly low right now, so it's not, it's not going to be the end of the world, but well, you never know.
Oh dear.
No, another 1 is actually a good result on this. You want to get as low as possible on a panic check.
Oh.
A 1 + 1.
Yeah.
+1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a 2. So you're keeping it together. You manage to keep your nerves in check.
Oh.
Basically, the way the panic roll thing does it, it's a table, and the first thing is 1 to 6. That's keeping it together. At 7, it's a nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1. At 8, you start to tremble. So you get more things. At number 9, you drop an item. So the higher your stress level, the more you're adding to this roll. So the worse things are going to get, basically. I think it's a cool system, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, while you're freaked out suddenly in this moment, which is you're a fairly well experienced Marine. You've seen some stuff, so it's a bit surprising to you that you're kind of feeling this sort of slight, not a full freak out, but like just a note of panic suddenly.
Yeah, he kind of snorts and then shakes it off.
Yeah.
And then looks keenly towards where the movement or whatever it was that he saw was, and kind of thinks to himself, thought I've heard about things like this before. This isn't good.
With the snort, whatever was there is disturbed, and you hear the sudden padding of something from it, and the shape has disappeared off into the darkness down an open corridor door away from you.
Was there a sense of weight to it?
Tough to tell with no successes on that observation.
Okay.
As I say, it was in shadow. You didn't shine a light on it or anything. You just kind of were creeping up, and you disturbed it. It has run off, whatever it was.
Okay. I'll start slowly making his way back warily towards the rest of the group. Say to him, there's something back there. I don't know if it's a survivor or whoever did this.
Well, as I was saying, what do you make of this? And he just holds up sort of moves the body around again so James can see it. He goes, like that's a caliber hole in the chest, or?
Does James recognize this?
It's tough to really diagnose. It's a big mess. It could be from weapons fire. It's tough to tell. This body is not fresh as well.
Okay.
Which is not helping things.
Well, I can't tell you much about that apart from the fact that he's dead. Didn't go peacefully.
Well, he did seem to die relatively quickly, so I suppose that is something, but it wasn't pain-free.
What the hell was even meant to be going on down here? I thought they were just mining minerals.
Kelvin just shrugs and continues. He starts rifling through the pockets of the body, see if he can find some identification.
Sure. Okay. I don't think there's a role to be done for this. You're just going through the pockets of a corpse.
Everything interesting on him?
Yeah, you find an ID badge on like a little lanyard clip attached to the belt. This is First Technician Tony Richards.
Tony Richards.
Did it say what department he worked in, or just First Technician?
It just says technician.
Right, okay. He sort of absently puts the lanyard around his neck.
It's got a little bit of blood splatter on it, I will say.
He doesn't care.
Fair enough. But I'd let you know in case that was a deal breaker. Other than that, there's appears to be a small set of keys, which look similar to sort of locker keys. A couple of coins. Not a lot else. I'll give a full description. The body looks to, obviously a hole in the chest and that, but looks to have been wearing like a kind of just overalls and with a sort of utility kind of work belt on. Standard issue company boots. Yeah.
Alright. Well, he'll pocket the keys in case they're useful later.
Okay.
Is there any other signs of not signs of struggle, but like signs of someone being like, blood splatter or anything on any of the walls around? Signs of actual like conflict between people and something else that has caused commotion. The kind of thing he could tell more than like.
Yeah. Now that you're kind of you're having a look around, you can. James clocked the signs that look like somebody had fired a shotgun into the wall and stuff, and as you kind of look around, you can see that there are a few blood stains here and there, but it's not like you haven't walked into like a bloodbath kind of thing. There just happens to be a body here, and there's not no signs of battle, and it's definitely a mess in here, but yeah, Without the corpse, it would be, it would just look like, wow, this room's been messed up by something. But, yeah.
Do I notice anything? I know the room's a mess, but is there anything I would notice out of place?
I mean, not really, because you haven't really been here before. It just, there's a lot of stuff scattered everywhere. There's tools and things and that, but yeah. Yeah. Nothing that specifically speaks to you as a medic of like, well, that shouldn't be here, or anything like that.
Yeah. Are we just talking like, hammer and stuff tools? Are we talking like drills? What are we talking?
Yeah, there are some power tools there, but it looks like one of the things that was the sort of cases that's been knocked over was like an equipment case. So there is some, there's a bit of a range of things. You're just looking around the room again once more, just to try and kind of ascertain maybe a little bit what caused this wound, what killed this guy, what happened here, and the elevator doors slide closed once more, and you hear it going back up, presumably to fetch Jerry. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on Thursday, March 23rd, with the second part of this Alien RPG one-shot. In the meantime, you can find us at pretendingwithdice.com. There's links there to all of our online presences. That's all of our social media pages, our Discord server, our merch store, our Ko-Fi page, and much, much more. For now, that's our show. We hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.